Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritangamaya asato ma satgamaya. Moving from the false to the real. I have to remind this crazy mind that what is false, otherwise, this mind will take everything for granted. That we are going to talk in today's session. So, when it takes everything for granted, oh, anxiety, I have to be in stress. Without stress, I cannot get out of, I cannot live my life. It is an age of anxiety, the modern life. That is causing much more problem than actual cause of anxiety. Tamas, tamasoma jyotirgamaya. We are doing a Mangalacharan. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Moving from ignorance to wisdom. If you think you have understood the ignorance causes the suffering, that is very good, but it cannot be applied in life until you repeat it every day, until the past impressions dissolves. Until then, we have to continue the journey. And ignorance. When the ignorance catches me, I don't know. Mrityurmamritangamaya. We have taken for granted that we take birth and we die. Who told you? Who taught you? No one taught me. It is my experience. Your experience may be false. Did you analyze your experience? Every day, until the fear of the death leaves us. Open your eyes, my friends. I'm requesting you, pleading you, please do the practice every day until some change starts taking place and you recognize, you realize that change is taking place. The great transition in our life takes place when we move from the outer to the inner success. I believe you will not be offended. You have been with me for so many years. We are going to understand little subtler layers of our ignorance today. We were happy when we passed the high school. When what? Isn't it? Yes, say yes. Where is that happiness now? Huh? Did you pass the graduation? Yes. Were you happy? Yes. Where is that happiness? Where is that happiness? Did you went to the restaurant yesterday? Yes, I went there. Ah, it was such a tasty food. Were you happy? Yes. Where is that happiness now? We don't analyze. Because the moment you reset the mind with these questioning, that is known as the contemplation and reflection. In any activity, mentally you are, internally you ask the question. You're talking to your honey. No, 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 I don't want to talk. Hold on, mind. Crazy mind, hold on. How many times you did this? Can you change here and now? I'm sorry, honey. Let us come and talk. Is it possible? If it is possible, you are attending all my sessions. And if you are not doing this, you are not attending my sessions. Even after attending the sessions, you are not. Sorry, I'm not offending you. We started earning money, our first earning. We were happy. Where is that happiness? And I have a better experiences in my life. I'm not talking about that. This is also your experience. First time you earned money, first time you passed the high school, you graduated, you got married, you were happy. Where is that happiness? That is your experience. Where is that happiness? Where is your happiness? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. Are you happy and calm now? We are talking about the six treasures. If you take these six treasures for granted, it will never happen in your life. If you are fully busy, it will never happen. Are you happy? You, why don't you, why don't you, or why you have not accumulated all the moments of happiness since you became mature until today? You need not to attend any session of the Eastern Wisdom. You are always happy. You accumulate and use it. Where were those happiness? That is also your experience. If you talk about your experience, no, I'm very busy, it is also your experience. I was telling yesterday that you climbed the corporate ladder, raised your family, accumulated the wealth, achieved what society calls success. You have been the provider, the decision maker, and the responsible one. Where is the happiness? Where is the peace and calmness? Tell me if you have it. So, single thing that we need to understand, achievements outside do not provide calmness, peace, and happiness permanently. But because the mind is heavily conditioned to derive happiness from the external achievement, peace and calmness will be too far from you. Do whatever you want to do. The mind has to learn a very hard lesson. Very hard lesson. Last week I was with my son. Said, Dad, you left many opportunities of earning the wealth. He is young, so obviously he has a right to say it. But I chose peace. I chose calmness. I chose inner awakening instead of achievement. Let us go further. You have to contemplate on this aspect. I'm just pointing you out the very cause of all the suffering. People dies in war. News. How many people died in Ukraine? News. How many people died in Russia? News. Say yes. People dies nearby related to me grief. Are you understanding? Eastern wisdom does not leave us at any point of ignorance. What I said, people dies in the war. It's a big news. It's a tragedy. But people dies nearby. It's a tragedy to me. It's a grief. News and tragedy What is the outer event? The death of a human being. I have to look at my own mind. Mind, what are you doing? I have to apply the intellect. News and tragedy. It happened to me in 75, I remember. I was deeply attached to my mom, and my mom died. 75, almost 50 years. I was hardly 14 and 15 years. 1 week I could not speak. You can say it was obsessed, or I was totally. People said that now he's going to be abnormal. I'm still abnormal. I agree with it. But that, in retrospect, when I look after the 10, 15 years, it gave me, it opened the gateway to the East and West. And in 89, I think my dad died. No problem, no worse. It was also a news. But in 75, it was not a news. It was a tragedy. So in both the cases, we cannot reverse the death. You see the common factor. No, I take it for granted because he or she is related to me, so I am in grief. I told you that this woman from England who attends my sessions, I will spend 1 week in grief after the death of Elizabeth, Queen of England. It has been more than 6 months. So I'm inviting the grief. Anyhow, come to the main point. I hope I'm not offending you, but we have to face the truth. So, news in the tragedy, it is in the mind, death is the common factor. In both the cases, we cannot reverse the death. Common factor is the death. What happened to the mind? Why the mind experiences this is the news and this is the tragedy. This is the grief and this is just news. As if what happened outside my house. What happened to the mind? Both are knowledge. Tragedy, grief is also a knowledge, and the news is also a knowledge. Am I right? In one case, the knowledge is right knowledge. Or like the weather news, people died. People died, but my mind did not take it on myself. When there is a grief and the tragedy, then there is a superimposition over the right knowledge. Who superimposed? Ignorance, delusion. Where is the superimposition on the mind? We have thousands of programs, grief management, without understanding the common factors, without understanding the truth. So knowledge hides because of the delusion, then there is a grief. Knowledge hides because of the superimposition or projection. Then I have an anxiety, then I have a duality, then I have a conflict. Is it not true? Tell me. It has nothing to do with the death. Is the death who is dying in Ukraine or Russia are not death, and someone nearby me dies, it is really a death? Who creates the problem? Who created the problem? Eastern. So if I stick to the knowledge means understanding, it is awareness. What happens? I'm already in peace. It doesn't mean that someone dies and you start dancing. That is a social norm. We have to follow the society. We are living in a society, but internally there is a state of peace. Why I touched upon this topic, our first treasure is Samadama. Sama and Dama, both. And or you can also add the Uparati. Uparati means you transcend. When my father died, Uparati. Mom died, Samadama. No, all the three were absent. What difference it make? The death of a mother and death of a father. It is a common death. I reflected on this many a times. Death of a human being. In one case, it was a tragedy, grief due to the ignorance. In other time, there was a right knowledge. Calmness was maintained. Why I touched upon the topic of the death by giving example that even in extreme cases outside, if I'm able to maintain the state of the mind which is not influenced or dictated by the external events. I remember, oh, Samir is there, yeah. Samir mom died and he invited me to give a talk, service. That fragment, that idea in your mind helps you to change the direction of the mind, to change the habitual mindset. He invited me and I said, oh, why, what to speak? What to speak? My friends, we are talking of that power of the mind, that treasure of the mind, which is not disturbed in external situation. It is highest level of stress or suffering. That is why I gave you this example of the death. So I spoke. I don't know what I spoke, but anyhow, whatever I spoke, the people accepted and acknowledged. It was many, many years ago, I think. Many years ago. So now contemplate and reflect why that peace is maintained. It is the screen. You run a Titanic movie on your television. Does your television become wet? It is moving on the screen. That screen brings forth that peace and calmness. You forget that screen, you forget that higher consciousness, peace is gone. Oh, I'm very busy in doing lot of stuff. Really, you're doing it for peace. I have already given an example. You passed high school, you were happy. Does that happiness still exist? If you don't contemplate, if you don't learn these lessons regularly, it is not going to happen. Think in this way your entire career, all your successes and failures were like a movie playing on the screen of your consciousness. TV screen, playing the screen of your consciousness. You become so absorbed in the drama. What is that drama? I'm busy. I have a lot of stress. That's why I don't attend the session. I am not changing because I did not have the time. You don't have the time, it means you are still busy in achievement. High school, you are still trying to collect happiness from the high school, from graduation, from first income, and long list. It will not work. It has not worked until today. Tell me if it has worked. If it has worked, be very clear. Say bye bye to the sessions. I'm happy. I have collected all the happiness from thousands of events until today, and that is why I'm in peace and calm. What we say in America, bombshell, that is coming. So, intellectually, if you analyze bad expectations and beautiful hope. What is the beautiful hope? Let everyone be happy. This never comes to my mind. What is bad expectations? You do not make me happy. So please make me happy, otherwise, I will divorce you. I will get money so that I can buy the happiness, bad expectations. Another name of achievement is a bad expectations. I say it doesn't mean that you do not work. I don't say that you don't earn money. I don't say that you are not committed to your profession. Be committed. Remove the bad expectations because they live in my mind. They are responsible for my tragedy and grief and failures. Did you get it? Very subtle, but very important. If you listen to it again and again, and you will see, oh, it's easy. I'm in peace now. Bad expectations, beautiful hope, or you can use another phrase. I can lead, I can take my, I can make my I there is a beautiful life waiting for me if I awaken to the six treasures. Let me put it that way. But bad expectations. I have to go for a job. Yes, go for it with a commitment. But remove the bad expectations that this is going to bring the happiness, peace. Why? If you have accumulated happiness from the different events outside in your life, you are happy. You don't need anything. You don't need to learn anything. You cannot stop the world of events, of people, of relationship, what others think of you, how they react to you, how they fight with you, or how they love you. I wanted to pick up, this guy is attending, he is going deeper. So I have to reclaim the power of the mind. It is already present. I gave you an example news, tragedy. I gave you the second example how many happiness you have accumulated until today. You cannot say that I'm totally stressed since birth until today. You had many occasions of being happy. So you have accumulated. It is lying in your safe. Bring it out in the safe. But it will never happen. It has never happened. And then we analyze, we say bad expectations with a beautiful hope. So what should I do? Let me reclaim my power. Remove that ignorance. Asatuma satgamaya. That is the meaning. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. When anger arises, recognize I am not angry. Anger belongs to the mind, not to my true self. This is the meaning of asatoma satgamaya. I told you before also that these mantras, which were written by the great masters, they are the summary of the Upanishads where they have been written. An Upanishad may contain 500 pages, but this simple mantra, they summarize. You have to expand it. From bad expectations to a beautiful happy. Instead of expecting my partner to give you peace and happiness, let there be peace everywhere. Think of it. I'm not saying, I'm not imposing any. Think of it. Contemplate and reflect and see what happens. The mind is demanding peace from someone. One. And the mind is saying, let there be peace for everyone. For me, my expectations has gone. For you, I'm living in peace with you. It is easy for you. You're already a great seeker. It is difficult for you. You have to work on it. You have to work on it, my friends. That is, I just gave you. It is the peace for which you need not to work. You have to remove that idea of the tragedy and the grief. That is the same. Event is the same. In both the cases, we cannot reverse. We cannot reverse the death. We all have been playing a movie with some successes, with some failures, some events of happiness, and we are still engaged in that drama. That is why we are fully busy. What a beautiful beach in the movie. It doesn't mean that it makes the television wet. I make the television wet. That is the difference between a news and the tragedy and the grief. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Tell me if the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom is wrong. Yes, let us come out for discussion. Your reflections, please. Anyone should start.
Brandy, should you go first or should I go first?
Yes, you go first.
You go first, Terry, and I'll go second.
First of all, what really blew me away recently is that I hadn't realized that it's not just that we're not the body, but then when you a couple recently, you said also the mind and all the emotions. And that was like, wow, that was a major thing for me to, hadn't caught that before. And so that was a big thing.
That is so beautiful. Just before the session, she told me I'm not feeling very well. And she is the first to share their experiences. This is the power of the Eastern
But I still don't see you, though. I'm seeing with double vision.
Difference between the tragedy and the news. Are you conveying the news that you are not very well? It's good.
Yeah.
But if you're conveying that it's a tragedy, then there is a problem. It's a
but
problem of
when
ignorance.
you experience the tragedy, I'm wondering maybe because, as a younger, you were very young, and to lose someone you didn't know that was going to happen. So that's a surprise, a shock.
You already answered. I didn't know, so I was in ignorance. Eastern wisdom says, come out, get rid of this ignorance and find the solution. Yes, Brani, what you want to say?
I'm just reflecting on how subjective our own experiences are and how they live in the mind, whether it is like achievement. You kind of hit like, where does the achievement of graduating high school live? Like, I don't know, I mean, I have that piece of paper that says I did it, but the excitement about it, the sense of achievement. And the same with when someone close to us dies versus someone who dies in a war, or someone who dies in a tragic event, or even if someone who dies close to us tragically. We filter it so differently through our own subjective lens, which is the problem, right? Because then we hang on to it and we keep those filters, we keep those experiences. And I don't know, I'm working on it. This is just another way to think about things, kind of like Terry said, but it's like, wow.
Yes, we have to work every day, every moment until the mind removes all the craziness. Neither it is in news nor a tragedy. It is an event. The world, all these events have to take place. We do not have control over it. So let me accept, acknowledge, and accordingly let me express my thought. Yes, anyone wants to go ahead?
Just a reminder of how powerful our mind is, yet controlled the wrong way or handled the wrong way can be defeating, but handled the right way can be extremely powerful. So and to get that handling of it the right way, we need the Eastern wisdom to guide us through that process.
Beautifully said. Listening, learning, contemplation, and reflection, and then the practice. I may have a tragedy in my house. I have to question that tragedy. I don't question it. I take it for granted. The way I take it for granted that I'm the body, I'm the mind. That is the problem. Asatoma Satgamaya. That is where this Shanti mantra comes. Yes, yeah, you want to say something?
Yes, I feel like the death aspect of it it hits us all at some point, whether we've experienced loss in when we were young. And I feel like when we experience loss when we're young, death when we're young, then it kind of actually sets us up in a really nice way for the rest of our life, because we get a quick hit on death and life and how fragile it is and how we never know. So it becomes very clear to us that there's no expectation for tomorrow. We don't know what the rest of the day brings even. So as a young person, we get that revelation, which is huge. Some of us don't experience death until we're much older. And then we lose someone. And then just listening to you talk about it, I know instantly who I'm attached to.
That's good.
I think about, if I were to lose, I would really miss that person. I would miss that relationship. And so I know I'm attached there. I don't know if, I don't know that that's unhealthy, but I definitely know I would miss that relationship if it weren't here.
Yes, missing that relationship, obviously, there is some moment of attachment. There may be other persons who left us who are very near. Because of them, I could not exist. I don't have any attachment with them. So, by comparing many relationship and discovering, oh, I without those people, like without my parents, I could not physically exist. But mind says, I miss that guy. So it means it's a moment of reflection. But reminder is a great thing. Yes, Dan is what you are thinking. Oh, Barbara, you wanted to say something. Yes.
Yes. I think that we just have to is and realize how little control we have over things and just figure out the best way that we can deal with what is.
Yes. The crux of the today's talk is that I have to check mind why you are behaving in two different events have the same common factor, but you behave differently. So when you behave differently, it means you have two different types of knowledge and experiences. It means both are not valid. Come to the right knowledge. Come to the right knowledge. Nearby dies, too far dies. Common factor. Mind why you are behaving differently. Yes, Dennis, you want to say something?
Well, my summary of the session today is that all events in themselves are neutral, whether it is a death, birth, war, success, or failure. They are neither good nor bad. It is our mind that makes an event good or bad, a tragedy or a blessing. And the intellect is with us to recognize it and maintain internal peace in any and every event. And for that, we need, of course, higher awareness to remember this principle and to take the mind to the equilibrium despite the mind wanting to swing to different extreme feelings.
You start communicating what he is saying. You start communicating with your mind. Mind, you have a tragedy, you have a grief, you have a pleasure, even in cases of a pleasure. Mind, mind, can you keep this pleasure after eating the food in a good restaurant? You have all the pleasures. Can you keep it? Just tell your mind. So it is the intellect which is asking the mind, no, I cannot keep the pleasure. So why you are so much inflated with the pleasure? Why you find that this is a tragic event? Communicate with yourself. To move from asatoma satgamaya. You already know the meaning. This is a real life situation. We were talking. When you were not there, I was talking to Terry. I said, you will be very well. And then she is the first to share her experiences. You see the change in the mind, change the entire scenario in the event. I don't know. What do you feel? So let us close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Place, position, and posture. Now we apply the knowledge from the intellect. We already have a memory of the place of the body, the position of the body, and the posture of the body. And then I triggered your mind. What about the place of the real self? And mind says, what? Real self is pure consciousness. It is everywhere. So that helps the mind to expand. It drops the limitation. When you are in tragedy, when you are deluded, tragedy, pain, extreme stress is because of our limiting factors. The place of the real self is being comfortable, moving your mind from the top of the head to the toes and experiencing sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now, see that we are doing the practice, yes, but we are relying more on the knowledge. If you say yes, it will work very well. It will help you to evolve faster. So, sensation, you have a knowledge and you experience it. Comfort, you remind yourself comfort in the body, not of the body. A reminder serves very well. And the steadiness of the body, yes. Real self-steadiness, it has not to be steady because it is the only thing. There is no other place where the real self can move itself. So it's a natural steadiness. Being carefree. Being carefree. I've been saying it again and again and again. Being carefree. Another way that you see the separation in your mind between the birds flying in the sky and the sky. So mental space and the thoughts, you see they are separate. I am angry. This is only a thought. I am plus anger. I am plus stress. That is the really being carefree. And if you can become carefree, now you can also become, if I use the word, extra carefree. How? Become aware of the first neighbor, the world of events. Someone said that whatever is happening, everyone said one common thing: the world outside consists of event, people, relationship, of things. Can we control it? No. Are these events are bound to happen? Yes. So I should accept, acknowledge, understand it, and do not allow the mind to superimposed by any projection, bad expectations. That is why we are aware of the first neighbor, that is the world. A second neighbor, the body. Body, I feel heaviness and stress. There is a lot of challenges in the body. I accept and acknowledge these challenges, but I add one more part of the knowledge that I'm not the body. Yes, body has challenges. Car has challenges, but I'm not the body. I'm not the car. So I have certain limitations to take care of this physical body. Let me apply those limitations to the best of my ability from the doctor, from other sources, and that is all I can do. I'm unnecessarily worried bad expectations. Are you getting the feel of that power of the knowledge? Her neighbor is the life, the breath of the life force. Oh, let me check at this present moment. Am I aware of the breath? You know what normally in our country we say, Breath mindful. Mindful of your breath. Whenever you have a stress, no. Even now. Fourth neighbor is the mind. Mind, they have bad expectations. Let me check all the rooms of your mind in that mention and clean it. When you clean it, where is the tragedy? Where is the grief? Where is the anxiety? Where is the reaction? Oh, but that is done by the fifth neighbor is the intellect and the I thought. And the sixth neighbor is the all accumulated ignorance and delusion. That is what we say. The past impressions. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Bad expectations transform to beautiful hope with a reflection. Did you understand? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Gave an example. Honey, why the hell, what are you doing? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. It is replaced by, I'm simply saying just replace and try and apply this in your life and see what happens. I'm not imposing anything. But if you're not regular, if you don't listen and reflect, nothing is going to happen. Who says, Masters? Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarve, may there be peace for all. I know some of you still have a doubt that just by thinking my mind will change. Just by thinking you get into anxiety, stress, and reaction. Why just by thinking with these mantra can change your mind? We believe that one part of it, one half of it. And that is why we don't commit. So where our commitment is? Our commitment, I will get some achievement, a bite of happiness, and that I will preserve. Preserve it. See what happens. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. May there be completeness, wholeness. Bad expectations only enters into your mind because your mind feels the sense of incompleteness, loneliness, hollowness, absence of peace and happiness inside you. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Be aware of the flow of the breath. And in that flow of the breath, you are aware of auspiciousness. I'm reminding you again, my friends, that you are aware of the breath going in and out. You are feeling the sensation of the breath that goes in and out and no change. Add one more point. You are aware of the flow of the breath from both the nostrils, and both the flow are equal. Wonderful state. It happens equal. Sometimes it happens naturally, sometime, and then it happens regularly if you are committing to the journey. No, I'm not challenging you. Don't think, don't challenge me. Am I not committed? What do you think? No, you all are committed. You can see the semi-active step. Look at the breath and then start breathing deep, silent, slow. First point, second point, as you inhale, move the mind in the spine from the top center of the head to the tailbone, singing mentally Om Shanti. The Shanti drips onto the tailbone. During exhalation, mentally Om Shanti. Shanti hits the top of the head. To the deep silence, slow. You remember, I've been attending this session. I use the term, it is nyasa. Please continue. Nyasa. When you are continuing with the nyasa, the mind objects and reacts. Why? Because it wants to manifest the bad expectations which we have accumulated for years together. What that mean? It means so simple. Try only the nyasa for 10 to 15 minutes at least twice or thrice a day or whenever you find the time to check how many times the mind resists. Oh, that is why we are. No doubt in a live session, the mind picks up the maturity from the intellect by the talk with an understanding. It is easy to do it for a longer period. But you have to try this out for yourself during the day. Or maybe you wake up in the morning and do 10 minutes or 15 minutes of nyasa to check resistance, reaction of the mind. You may not be able to pick up, but later you can find what is the superimposition. Like you are scared and you close your television watching the hurricane. No, it will enter into my my room. Don't miss anyone, don't miss Om Shanti, don't miss moving the mind, don't miss deep silent and slow reading. You miss any one or all, it is because of your bad expectations, which has been accumulated only by you for so many years, hoping happiness of passing Your high school will return one day and will make me happy. It has never happened. It is not going to happen in your life. That keeps you busy to have lot of achievements outside. And now leave this, move the mind inside the heart. Visualize the triangle of any color, equilateral triangle pointing upward, moving the mind on the side of the triangle and just dropping Om Shanti on each side of the triangle while moving the mind clockwise and anti-clockwise. When you find the strength pushing or the mind deep inside by saying mentally, mind seems to stop. You say Shanti, and after that, you are doing nothing. But are you not aware? Yes, I'm aware. Normally, what happens when I say do nothing, because of the tamasic guna, people tends to fall into sleep and then they say, what a wonderful meditation. I know all the ins and outs at the subtler level. That knowledge helps you to remain in that state of absorption. In absorption, what happens? The very knower, the very doer is no longer exist. And then the mind is waiting for a revelation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down, we'll share our experiences now. How are you, Samir?
Sir, I think when when you start living in happiness, then you tend to forget lot of things. Means yesterday man came, he told me, I hope you felt bad that day. And I don't remember what he told me, and I didn't remember what I told him. Means I forgot whole. If you are happy, if you are in anxiety, then keep these thoughts keep on pumping in you. And if you are happy, then you don't like to focus on these thoughts in your mind. Means you these thoughts are means these thoughts become useless for you if you are happy. If you are not happy, if you are in anxiety, then these thoughts have a lot of value in your mind.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. If you continue with the useless thoughts, then only you are fully busy. We go to our friend's place, life is very busy. Really busy? Or are you crazy? Beautifully said. And when you are happy, you don't care what happened yesterday. You reacted to someone, oh, that was the situation. You reacted to get the things done and finished. You forget. That is the state of the mind which keeps you in the, which helps you to reveal. That is why we say we are not trying to force the calmness to settle in our mind. It is already there. How are you, Stephen?
Thank you, sir. I'm very good. Since starting the topic of the six inner treasures, my contemplation reflection has been around perception and reality, and what I've realized and realizing more and more every moment of every day is that perception is in the mind and reality is the real self, and it's become very easy in every moment to distinguish between what I'm perceiving and then help me get back to the reality. And it's just leading to very peaceful calmness, happiness, Samid, more times than any. And I thank you for the lessons and where we've gotten to. And the my meditation today was just pure blankness, and my only challenge was not wanting to come out of it. So again, thank you.
Beautifully said. You see that what Samir said has been beautifully articulated by Stephen. Both are saying the same thing, that when you live into that state, how? He pointed very specifically by constant, consistent contemplation and reflection. My master used to say that, did anyone teach you that you are the body? No, I feel I'm the body. So you may feel a lot of things. What it means? Day before yesterday, this guy was telling me that I went to a restaurant. We were dating. So this guy went to a restaurant here only. So I don't want to name that guy. And they were sitting inside the restaurant. They were eating, and you see, the girl was enjoying the food. The boy was thinking, what is that? Bad expectation. Come on, you are on the eating table, so you have to enjoy the food. But this guy is very honest. He again, he called me and then we had a session and he said, my mind is so crazy. It happened twice. This is the third time. You achieve anything in the world outside. I have already explained. Yes. Dennis, what do you want to say? Then we'll go to
My meditation was calm and peaceful. The mind was very steady and stable, aware of all the thoughts and feelings, but not pursuing any of them. And at the same time, there was neither the desire to continue nor the desire to stop the meditation. The mind was just content as is and ready to either continue or to stop.
Means what? He touched upon a little higher point. That is how I design all these sessions. When you share all your experience, whether I do it and I don't do it, it means what? The I-ness is gone. State continues. Did you get it? If you don't get it, you have to contemplate and reflect. Anyhow, David and Jay.
Thank you. Meditation for me was very, very deep, blank, but this sort of euphoria, I felt this euphoria occurring. So I said to myself, I am peace and happiness. I'm just going to focus on the nyasa and breathe, and euphoria will come and go. And I just let it all go, and it was just very peaceful.
Yes, it happens. Euphoria. You're totally absorbed into some kind of unknown happiness. Why it is unknown happiness? Because the mind is always searching happiness outside. Or it converts into that kind of an euphoria. Yes, that is. Evan, I'm very happy. You all are sharing new experiences. How are you, Jerry?
Sorry, I'm good. The meditation was deep. I think similar to what everyone else has shared, that everything that's coming and going is just that. It's everything that's changing and coming and going. So the value is on really settling in the real self. And when we do that, then the happiness is still there. And the thousands of impressions from the past and the ones that are to come will not disturb that. So when we can get there, that's a really blissful place to be.
Yes, you rightly said. Those thousands of moments of the mind, just they are. You see, whatever you all share, say somebody is crossing the road and I'm 50 meters away, and I see that if I don't make him alert, the accident may occur. So, being a seeker, I cannot say calmly, please don't cross, don't do that, stop it. No, I have to cry. So, but if my crying is taken as anger and anxiety, let the world take it. I don't care. Did you understand what I want to say? That is one factor. Second factor, that in many situations, our old habit returns. What the hell you are saying? But the next moment we become aware. It is natural. It is natural. But most of the time we are able to maintain that state of the calmness. That is the key. And if that happens, we are on the six treasures Yeah. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thanks. My meditation was deep, and I had a thought during the meditation about sometimes people with mental health challenges like depression like to sleep a lot. And I was thinking about how it's like because their house is often too dirty, so to speak, right? And they can't be in it. And so sleep is a place, and I wasn't asleep in my meditation, but I also wasn't like, was thinking a little obviously, but how, it's like to be able to get out of that mind stuff. Like some people really have to do that because they don't have the tools to shift their thinking or move beyond it really.
Yes, yes. If the other person is not ready to listen or will get upset, it's better to leave it. It's better to leave it. In another scenario, yesterday, he is a doctor. I told you he returned back taking those lessons from me, and he's a counselor. And he's hardly 28 years old. So every time he takes care of the mental patient, he's totally exhausted. And I explained him the same principle in a different way. Bad expectations from a patient. No, this patient is repeating the same thing again and again and again. I said, that is why he is a patient and you are a doctor. So what you should do? So should I also repeat? I said, what you are repeating is the positive, the most wonderful thing for him. What he is repeating is causing him the stress. He loved it. It's quite young, this younger generation have their own challenges. Yes. How are you, Barbara?
I'm good, thank you. My meditation was very calm. You mentioned several times bad expectations, but aren't expectations in general bad?
Yes. That is why I named it as a bad expectations. So, what is right or what is good expectations? Let everyone be happy. I should also be happy, and you should also be happy. What is bad expectation? Give me happiness. You're not giving me happiness. You are responsible. That is bad. So I not only I disturb myself, but I disturb others also. And it depends on the build and the habit and nature of the person based on the many factors. I'll come to Christina later because I'm very happy. She kept smiling throughout the session. So first I'll go to the Terry. How are you now?
I'm just neutral. I'm
Neutral,
It
okay.
was calm and dark, and it was beneficial.
It's beneficial. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, if we have that state of the mind. Did body say that you are healthy or sick? Or your mind says? Pick up. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. Pick up who says and who experiences. For example, I don't have these two hands. No, don't say that, Just pragmatically say that. Body does not know that I don't have two hands. Only the mind. Then mind adds lot of spices into it. How can you do it? What are the challenges? Then we are so busy. Anyhow, I'm not going to that level. So, Christina, how are you?
Thank you. I've been reflecting on how, I appreciate everyone's shares and have been really integrating. You're all sort of my teachers. And yesterday, I was eating peacefully, and a family member went into complaining and blaming, and I felt frustrated and realized, oh wait, I'm complaining and blaming just like they are. But I also found I didn't know how to respond to them in the moment from a place of let everyone be happy. I just felt stuck because I wanted to argue against what they were saying and, tell them to just think positively. But that's what I noticed yesterday.
And you did not apply mentally, let everyone be happy. Oh, this guy is complaining. Wonderful. He should be happy and I should be happy. So, what I should do in that moment? No response. Oh, do you have any response, Mom? Yes. I will respond to you tomorrow. Finished. But I should have that state of the mind. That is why we are learning all these practices, so that our mind settles into that. I've learned the hard way. It took me a couple of years. My dad used to say, "Come and I want to talk to you." So, Dad, after a few years, I said, "Okay, Dad. Oh, you want to talk to me? Yes. So, can I bring a cup of tea and coffee for you and for me also so that we can talk?" 50% of his anger used to go down. The rest 50% because it takes time to prepare the tea and coffee. Only the 5% is left. I learned the hard way. And you may not notice, I switch on the conversation. And if the conversation doesn't work, and I said the best thing is to just leave it. Check your mind. Check your mind. Check your mind. That is why I say in a family, if you have a partner, if your partner speaks, keep quiet. Let him or her speak. And if the partner doesn't speak, still you remain quiet, you are happy. That is all. Don't get upset.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.